Gautam, I mean, it's great to see you here and talking, because there was so much, I think, in a way, unnecessary controversy about that injury. Would you like to actually clarify what happened, and did all the criticism hurt you at that point?
Most of the time, if you see, everyone has some niggle or the other. The amount of cricket you're playing, it is bound to happen. And if you see the importance of the game, sometimes you have to forget those injuries and you have to still go onto the field and play the game, just because the importance, and just because you're a professional cricketer, you can't let your country or your team down. Whether you're playing for Delhi, whether you're playing for KKR or India, I play with the same passion and I play with the same commitment. So there has been so many times in the past when I've played with injured hand or I've played with niggles, and the same I did for KKR. And this debate about country and club was, I personally feel, was ridiculous, because for me, country is always something which is closest to my heart, and it will always be. I don't want to prove anyone by saying something on the television that what is more important to me. For me, what I feel from within is what I always feel. Country is something which will always stay closest to my heart. KKR as well. I think KKR has given me that opportunity, and I wanted to play that game for KKR, because being the leader and getting qualified for the first time for the playoffs, I couldn't have let them down, because as me as a person would always take that step forward and go and do anything possible not to let my team down. So that was my own personal decision. But when people talk about country and club, I think for me, country is something which will always stay closest to my heart.
Of course. And I think if people who've seen you play your heart out, I mean, wouldn't even ask that question. But the issues raised about the system, I agree with you. I don't think it's about people and KKR or not, but the issues raised about the system. The fact that Andrew Lapis' report said this is clearly a chronic injury. You played lots of cricket before that. Don't you think there should be a medical system in place where injuries can be assessed on an equal basis, not by the player himself, but by a team of perhaps physiotherapists, a team of qualified sports doctors who could say that you need to rest his shoulder?
Look, Andrew was assessing me throughout the IPL. I had this injury in the World Cup final where during my batting, there was a run-out chance and I dived, and that's when I got injured. But in the heat of the moment, I never realized that I was injured. And then I had this little problem throughout the IPL. And the last league game against Mumbai Indians, I just aggravated it. And then we went for an MRI scan, and the report only came on 24th. I got the MRI done on the 23rd, and the report came on 24th. And on 25th was that playoff game. So I told Andrew, look, whatever the report is, I still want to go ahead and play this game because of the importance of the game, and I don't want to let my team down. He said, and his first reaction was, let's discuss the report. I said, look, whatever the report says, I still want to go ahead and play this game, whatever happens. And being a professional, what Andrew is, and the most professional physio I've ever come across in my life, his reaction was, if you've already decided to play that game, why not go ahead and play that game and we'll discuss after the game. I don't want you to think about the injury when you have already decided to go onto the field. And I personally felt that that was the right decision, because if you ask any of the physios, they will not let you go onto the field thinking about something else when I have already made up my mind. So my decision was to go out there and play that game, whatever the injury was. And that was my own decision. And he was assessing me throughout the IPL, and it just got aggravated in the last game.
Sure, but let me just go across. We got our first caller online. She's someone called Kaveri from Delhi. Kaveri, go ahead with your question for Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that why did you hide your injuries from the selectors during IPL?
Never. I think it was just a niggle. It started as a niggle, and I played throughout the IPL. I think it was not even an injury. It was just that I had that sore shoulder, which normally anyone can have. It's just a niggle which you end up playing most of your games with. And it just got aggravated, as I said, in the last IPL game against Mumbai Indians in Calcutta. And that's when we decided to take a call of going for an MRI. Before that, there was nothing I had to hide. If I had to hide something, then they wouldn't have picked me as the captain for the West Indies tour. And I would have said it before that. If you see at the bigger picture for me, when we discussed with the doctors, they said if it gets aggravated, you might require a surgery. So better go for a rehab and be out for 4 weeks rather than be out for 4 months. When people talk about country, I was thinking more about the country bit, that if I go out for 4 to 5 months, I think I'll miss far more cricket than I miss in those 4 weeks. So that was the decision which I made, not only for the best interest of me, but for the best interest of the team as well.
Right, and that's an important point. But we got so many tweets coming in, and one person has tweeted saying, will there ever be a day when an Indian cricketer would say that I've got too much money in the bank, I will focus on tests, no more IPL? What would you say? Because this, I mean, the criticism has been very harsh. What would you say to people who write this to you, even though you feel that you proved them wrong by your exploits on the field?
Look, I think money is something which is not in your hand. For me, and people might think that I'm just saying because I'm sitting on the camera, TV channel, and people are watching me, that's why I'm saying it. But for me, as I've always said, that India is something which is closest to my heart, and it's any cricketer's dream to represent your country. Whether he gets picked for IPL, whether he plays for IPL, he's doing well in IPL, his ultimate dream is to go out there and represent his country, because there are very few people who end up doing that. And I personally feel, even if I wouldn't have got any money, my passion for my country is far more than the money which I earn. So it will always remain till the time I play. And when people talk about money, I think money is something which is never in your hand. But there is the passion which is inside you. I think it has nothing to do with money.
Now, I know you just said that, of course, it's not about the money, but still, it's a huge ego boost to get $2.4 million at the IPL, making you the game's highest paid cricketer. What did that feel like when you were watching the auction while that was going on? What did you feel like?
Look, first of all, I was on my way from South Africa, so I didn't watch the auction on that day. Oh yeah, obviously it feels great when the amount of, obviously your rate wouldn't have gone if other franchises wouldn't have had trust in you. And I just want to say, I think thanks to all the franchises who had faith in me, and thanks for KKR for giving me that opportunity of leading this side. And it's a fantastic team, it's a fantastic bunch of people and great team owners. I think I've never been that relaxed in the last 3 years the amount I've been in this year.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.